Welcome everyone to this short sequence for the kidneys that will hopefully revitalize, re-energize and restore you. So the kidneys, the kidney meridian, we're going to run through a sequence that will help support the kidney meridian and increase and support the flow of energy through that channel. So the kidney meridian starts at the base of the big toe and runs diagonally across the foot and up the inside seam of the leg, up through the tail to the kidneys. And the paired organ, the yang to the yin of that organ, is the urinary bladder meridian, which also runs more up the back of the leg, the back body, over the head. But we will mainly focus on the kidney points. You can start just by finding kidney 1, which is the first pressure point. As you take a line from the little toe diagonally across the foot, just under the base of the second toe, almost in the middle of the ball of the foot, you might feel a little tender point, a pressure point. You can push your thumb into that point and just give it a little bit of a massage just to start to stimulate that first kidney meridian point. And you can do it on both feet. It runs on evenly on both sides of the body, just to start to landmark that first point of the kidney meridian. Okay, so come to a comfortable seat and let's take a little mudra for the kidneys. So take your ring finger and your pinky to the base of the thumb and then place the base of the thumb gently on top of the pinky and the ring finger. And you can just take a moment to sit like that. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through the nose. Just taking a moment to acknowledge yourself and turn your attention to the interior space of the body. Just being grateful for the time that we have here to nourish and restore the kidney energy. So allow the sit bones and the bones of the legs to sink down into the earth. You might like to lengthen the waist slightly, rising up towards the sky. Soften the jaw. Relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. And just take another breath, this time breathing all the way into the lower back, into the kidney space. In through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Softening the muscles around the eyes, the forehead. So then go in all the muscles of the face. And then when you're ready, just take a deep inhale and just float the arms above the head. Bringing the arms out wide, feeling the space around you, the air inside, the same as the air outside. Stretching the arms out, feeling the line from the palms of the hands all the way into the heart and lungs. Slowly release the hands down, interlock them behind the back. Just open the chest, taking a stretch, extending the front of the spine. Okay, I'm going to do this class without any props, but if you do have cushions or bolsters, feel free to use them. The first pose we'll do is a butterfly, so very loose diamond shape with the legs. So bring the soles of the feet to touch. And rather than, trying to bring the knees down to the floor, we're just going to make a nice loose shape, feeling that circuit of energy as the soles of the feet touch. And as in all yin practice, we release the muscles, so softening the muscles, and we're working on the connective tissues. So you might like to take the arms under the shins. I quite like that sometimes, just letting the palms turn up and just allow the head to soften and release here. So just letting go in the face and softening the muscles of the back. So as I said, the kidney meridian runs up the back as well as the urinary bladder meridians. So there's 4 energy lines, and we're just going to soften and release that as we come forward. And don't worry about how far forward you come. Just taking your time. It might only just be a little bit. But as we come forward, we're just gradually softening the belly, softening the face, softening the head, the shoulders, the neck. Very calming forward bend, releasing any pockets of tension in the mind as well. And just releasing and breathing here. Continuing to bring your mind onto the breath. And just the work here is just softening and letting go. So bring your awareness to any area of the body, whether it's within the groin, whether it's the upper back, any area that's feeling resistant or is tight for you. And just start to let it go a little bit more. Just a real letting go of the muscles and even down to the cells of the body, letting it release down with gravity. No need to hold on at all. Just breathing slowly, smoothly. Any thoughts that arise, any sensations in the body, just observe as a compassionate witness. No need to do anything to try and change anything. The only thing you need to do is soften and let go. Good, and then slowly and gently, you're going to think about coming up before you actually rise up. So you might like to turn the palms over and just very gently push the floor away from you. Take your time, just like you're moving through water almost. Slowly coming up, take a deep inhale. Take your hands to the outside of the knees and just bring the knees together. And then we're going to make our way over onto Sphinx. So onto our bellies, Sphinx pose. Again, if you want to have a blanket under you, that's fine. You can do that. Otherwise, just turning over onto your belly and have your elbows under your shoulders. Release the feet, release the muscles of the glutes. Let the belly soften into the floor, soften the soles of the feet. And just gaze forward, just gentle gaze forward. Feeling yourself supported up on the forearms. Take a deep breath there. Inhale. And a slow exhale through the nose. Letting go of the muscles in your glutes, softening the soles of the feet. And just allow the belly to be supported by the floor. Feel the belly sinking into the floor. Release the organs. You might like to visualize the breath as a color. So breathing in, I like to visualize a nice blue color as I inhale through the nose. Letting it wash down my back all the way to the kidney space. And as I exhale, feeling it flow back up from the kidneys to the heart space. Slowly and gently. Inhale through the nose. All the way down, filling up the whole of the lower back. And exhale. So just closing your eyes and observing the pathway of the breath here. In and out. And as you might have noticed, we're getting a compression in the kidney space, the lower back. And you might be really feeling it here, or you might like to go a little bit deeper. If you'd like to go deeper, you can turn the palms out slightly and come into seal pose. So your fingers are spread and you just slowly push the floor away from you, coming up, and you're going to get a deeper compression now in your kidney area. But if that's too intense, just go back to the original Sphinx. Otherwise, we can just hold this for the last minute or so. So just breathing deeply. And again, the work is to soften. Start to very gently soften the muscles of the body. Gazing forward. Relax the soles of the feet and the balls of the feet. And very gently start to lower down, vertebra by vertebra, slowly coming down all the way, making a pillow with the hands. Just turn your head to the right and slide that right leg up the wall. Take a moment to release there. Good, and then release that right leg. Turn the head to the left and draw the left leg up. Just releasing the lower back. Well done. And slowly release that left leg. And bring the palms down beside your chest, curl your toes under, and come back up. Okay, we've compressed the kidneys. We're gonna now flex out that area. So take the legs wide. If you find that you are leaning back a little bit, grab a towel or a blanket and just prop yourself up slightly, giving yourself a little bit of height, or even just a cushion to sit on. I'm going to come into straddle now. So we'll take a little side stretch and then we'll come forward over the legs. So we're going to go to the right side first. This is a nice release too if you've been sitting at a desk for a long period of time, or driving or traveling. So take the right hand, and I'm just scooping it down beside my right leg. I'm going to bring my left arm up and over, and the option is to either let your arm rest on the head here. If that's not comfortable for you, take the hand behind the back and just open the chest up. So we're getting a nice opening here in the side body. So we're just going to, this is just like a little interval stretch, a side stretch before we come forward over the leg. So we'll just hold this side stretch as we anchor the legs down into the ground and feel that nice space you're creating between the top of the left hip and the bottom of the left ribs. Take a deep breath there. In and out. Soften the soles of the feet, let the soles of the feet relax. Continue to anchor your sit bones down into the ground. Good, and then very gently release that top arm up. Bring it down and slowly turn the head to look at that right knee. Take your right hand on the other side of the right knee and you're going to gently come forward over the knee. Now here, if you'd like to take a bolster or a cushion, feel free to do that. Otherwise, just slowly coming forward over that knee. So your shoulders are soft. There's no work in the shoulders here. You're just lengthening out of that ball and socket joint of the hip. And again, don't worry about how far down you come. Just slowly releasing, and you can round the shoulders because it's a yin class. We're just letting those muscles relax. Soften the face again. Soften the feet. Noticing how forward bends are very relaxing and calming for the mind. Keep your awareness on the breath, on the body. It's very normal for the mind to wander off. Just gently guide it back. And then slowly and gently start to push the floor away from you to come up. Taking your time, head coming up last. Take a deep breath at center. Inhaling and exhaling here. And then we're going to flow through to the other side. So the left arm scoops down this time, using a pillow if you need to for that arm. Right arm comes up and over, either resting on the head or arm behind the back. Just whatever works for you. We're slightly rotating that chest up and leaning back gently. You can keep anchoring the sit bones into the ground, but other than that, we're just relaxing the muscles and feeling that nice stretch down the side body. This is a little transition stretch because it's not directly working on the kidneys. It's more the liver and gallbladder, but it's just a nice transition to do in between the kidney poses. Good, and then slowly release that top arm. Turn the head to face the left knee. Place the hands on either side of the left leg now and just come forward over this left leg. And again, just make sure that there's no effort or work in the shoulders and that the feet are relaxed. The arms are relaxed. And your job is just to turn into the interior space of the body. Noticing and letting go. So every time you notice a point of resistance, see if you can soften it. If you find it too hard to soften, then just back off a little bit and soften there. So just working to your point of resistance. Good, and slowly and gently, just pushing the floor away from you. Come up, take a deep breath. And just lift the belly out of the pelvic bowl, the chest out of the belly, crown of the head up, open the heart and the lungs. And just lean back, taking a nice stretch out there before we come forward. So we're going to walk our hands forward. You may like your cushion or bolster in front. You may just come to here. That's fine. Just working to the point of resistance that's good for you. So very slowly and gently. Take your time working the hands forward, or take your hands out to the ankles if that's good. I prefer to have my hands forward, and you might like just to come down and just rest on the arms. No need to rush. You might take a full minute just to come into the pose. Just taking your time here, feeling that nice lengthening of the connective tissue in the back body. Again, softening the feet. Working up through the inside seams of the legs and that kidney meridian. Good, and thinking about coming out of the pose before you actually move. And then when you move, just moving very slowly. Take your time to come up, just pushing the floor away from you. Take a deep inhale. Stay for the exhale through the nose. Good. When you're ready, I like to scoop my hands under the knees to bring the legs together. And you might like to just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Stretching out there. Okay, and then we're going to come into Anahatasana, which is melting heart. Again, stretching the back body. So have your knees directly under your hips. Knees under hips, hip distance apart. So just check that that's correct for you. And then walk your hands forward. Now, as you come forward, you may get your chest onto the ground and your chin. If not, that's quite a strong stretch. You might just like to have your forehead on the ground. So whichever is best for you. Coming into the position, and once you're in that position, Just settling down there, letting go with every exhale. Coming into the pose and then softening. Working out where you can continue to let go and melt a little bit more. Good, and then slowly again thinking about moving, and then slowly move your hands forward back to your knees, taking your time. And release, well done. All right, onto your backs now. And we'll take a little supine twist. So lying onto your back, take your arms out 180 degrees. Take your right knee over your left knee, hook it around, and then slowly let your knees fall to the left as you gaze to the right. If that's too strong, you can just have your knees, feet flat on the ground, and just let your knees fall together. So just whichever variation works for you, allowing that right shoulder to sink down into the earth. Good, and then activating the core muscles. Bring the legs back and swap over to the other side. So it'll be left over right, legs to the right, gaze to the left this time, or just knees together if that's good for you. Just choosing your best option. Well done. And slowly come back, unravel the legs, hug the knees in, just giving the kidney area a little bit of a massage. You might like to take happy baby, so arms on the inside of the knees and just rocking from left to right a little bit. That's it. Come back to center and just have a little arch of the backs and the tailbone down to the ground. Well done. And then stretching out and taking a lovely Shavasana. If you'd like to support your knees, you can place a bolster or a pillow under your knees. Take your arms by your side. If you've got an eye mask, pop that on. Palms turned up. And just closing your eyes and just letting everything sink down. Feel the whole spine feel heavy. Let yourself sink down into the ground. And if you've got time, just allow your mind to float and stay there for about 10 minutes. Just focusing on your breath and letting the body become heavy. And just resting there as long as you can, the longer the better. But if you want to finish with me now, you can just start to wriggle the fingers and the toes, hug the knees in and roll over to the right side. Slowly making your way up to a comfortable seat. You might like to rub your palms together, place them over your eyes. Take your palms and rub the kidney space at the lower back. Take a deep inhale and float the arms up, gathering energy for the day. Exhale, hands to the heart space. And thank you very much for joining me. Namaste.